¿Qué ondas, primos?
Primas
y primes.
Welcome to
My Primos.
My Primos
Primo
Podcast. Welcome to the My Primos Podcast.
My name is Freddy.
My name's Kevin Garcia.
My name is Eliamaria Madrid.
My name is Jonavina.
This is Chikume, whenever I can make it.
My Primos Podcast discusses all things fandom and pop culture,
From comic books,
Movies?
To whatever obsession we have this week.
but with a Latine
my Latine.
perspective. Remember, we're all primos,
We're all primes.
Primas.
Primos.
no matter what part of the world we're from.
¿Qué onda, primos, primas, y primes? Welcome to another episode of My Primos Podcast. We're back, y'all. Freddy's back. Y'all remember Freddy?
This guy.
Listen, this guy. But I am one of your humble hosts. My name is Eliamaria Madrid, aka Spice Illustrations, aka that girl on the podcast. But joining me
That girl?
is
Did you say
that
say
girl.
bot?
That girl. No,
Oh,
that
Not
girl.
bot? I'm like, thought
I
girl?
mean,
Okay.
I mean, Spice.
I
Who
mean,
knows? Who
And they
knows?
said if you want to be successful on the internet, you need to have an e-girl
Yeah.
or. So I mean,
That's
we need
right.
one. And the e-girl literally is Eliamaria.
I'm already ready to go. I'm
Yeah.
ready to go. But that voice over there, who's that? Who's that over there? Returning? Freddy?
Returning. It's me.
Say
It's
hi,
me.
Freddy.
It's your Primo Fredie. Hi, everybody. I don't do that joke that you guys always mess with me about because it's not funny for people that run structure and a show.
I'm not taking
like-
your joke, Freddy. It's your thing.
Hi, everybody. Hi. ¿Qué ondas, primos? It's your Primo Freddy here. I'm back. I'm excited to be here. Not only is this a show of returning, hosts, but we have a returning guest. I swear I'm so excited whenever Maxi makes the moment to visit with us, and I'm so happy you're here. And we have returning our prima here, Maxi Rodriguez. Say what's up, Maxi, to all the primos out there.
Yo, peace out. What's up, homies?
Dude, Maxi is like one of my inspirations as an artist. So I'm really excited because last time Maxi was on the show, I wasn't part of the show yet. And
That's
so,
true.
Yeah,
That's
and so
true.
yeah, as soon as they were like, "Hey, Maxi wants to be on the show," I'm like, "Dibs, dibs."
She made it very clear. She's like, what time of day? Let's make it
I
happen.
know. I was like,
I'm
I have to be there.
Um,
No, I'm so excited to have you on this show again as the My Primos Podcast with me here as being one of the hosts. It's
I'm
so
honored.
cool.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no, for those who don't know who you are, first of all, mistake. Second of all, tell us a little bit about you, what you work on, what you do, and just the quick little like elevator pitch, what you do, who you are.
So, Maxi Rodriguez, artist name, Kasuto Productions. So I do plus size positivity art, comics, and also animatics. I currently post my little animatics on Instagram and Facebook. Blue Sky just started accepting videos, so I was like, yay, I get to post them there too.
Yes.
And my little arts are mostly just me existing with my partner, who's this big husky dude, handsome stallion, who has his own fan club. As I learned,
Nice.
Goals. I want to be like this
Yo.
stallion.
as I learned when I go to Comic Cons, I was like, oh wait, you have a fan club, and there's a fan club, and I was like,
That's awesome.
Tell me their shirts. Where can I buy them?
they
No?
don't have shirts, they just show up in numbers, and they're like, handsome stallion.
Does he have a line? People lining up, take pictures with him?
Yeah, actually,
No
LA Comic Con.
way.
LA Comic Con 2021. We were wearing masks. He was dressed as Fat Gum from My Hero Academia, giving away candy, and the girls were like, "Handsome stallion, Fat Gum," and I was like, "Ooh." They're like, "Can we take a picture?" And there's like, there's a
That's
little line
freaking awesome.
taking pictures of them,
And
and he's like, "Oh, by the way, my wife, she does awesome plus size art," and they see my booth and they're like, "Oh." They just go.
It's like the ultimate dream booth for
Right.
real.
you have a booth where everybody's gravitating towards it. That has to be such a good feeling whenever you're at conventions or shows. Um, Speaking of, you cannot just kind of put you in a little box. You can't just kind of say, oh, you do these little drawings. You're doing a lot more
Yeah.
than that. Today you're going to start talking about some of the newer things you're working on and some things to look forward in the future. But you shared with us, the primos here, everyone read it, I think, except maybe Chikume because he's a ghost in the rafters that just is ethereal. So, but can you talk to us about your project, your comic, and kind of what it's about, and kind of tell the primos why? Well, we're gonna tell everybody why it's awesome, but let's
Hmm.
talk about that project for us.
Okay, so my main comic right now is El Llorón. It's a lucha libre comic. It plays like a telenovela as well.
Yes.
I, I,
Yes.
re- I realized this as I was writing it, and I was like, this
Oh,
plays as a
so good.
telenovela. And my partner, he's like, yeah, it's a telenovela, babe. And I was like, okay, it's a telenovela. So, some fun facts about El Llorón. The main character, Chimali, in case some of you don't know, Chimali is actually Nahuatl. It's from the language from Mexico, and it means shield, which is the reason why he has that name. And if you've read chapter one, you see why it's important. And the love interest, Winnie or Minerva, she's a plus size cartoonist, and she has no confidence in herself, which is why she's always quiet. They meet at a nightclub, chapter one, and when she asks him, "What's your name?" and he's like, "I'm Chimali," and she's like, "Chimali," as in the Nahuatl word for shield, and he's like, "Wait, you know Nahuatl?" She's like, "Just a little," and the reason why it's important to him is because all his exes, with the exception of one, all his exes are like, Chimali, what's that? Or like, what does it mean? Or they mispronounce his name and he's just like, I quit. I'm done with you. Nope, I'm done. So the fact that this woman in a nightclub immediately knew his name, what it meant, he's like, you just became more attractive. Like, you were already attractive, but now you became more attractive. So the story is just like Chimali's a wrestler. His name is El Llorón. The reason his name is El Llorón is because his great grandmother was La Llorona, one of the first women to enter the ring with the men back in the day when women weren't allowed to enter the lucha libre ring. And this is actually based on actual history in Mexico. And I modeled his great grandmother, La Llorona, after the first masked luchadora, Magdalena. Uh, Crap, I forgot her last name. But her name is Magdalena. She was one of the first masked luchadoras to enter the ring when women weren't allowed. And this actually helped pave the way for women to enter the ring. Like, she's not the first, but she's one of the first. There was another one, I forgot her name, and I should have wrote it down. She wasn't masked, but these women were like, these women paved the way for women to enter the ring. And I was like, what a better way to honor them by basing one of my characters on one of them. And that's where Chimali's great grandmother comes in. When I was writing her backstory, I did not realize how much Magdalena's was similar. Like, Magdalena, I think, had like 6 kids and her husband abandoned her or something. And that's what happened to Chimali's great grandmother. I was like, oh
Damn.
shit, I
Oh,
made it too. I was like, fuck. I was like, fuck.
But
So
it's so
yeah,
good.
so that, and of course the story's gonna touch on it later, like Chimali's history and why his family is considered lucha libre royalty. And then another thing about
Mhm.
his family, they're all like dark skinned, or at least somewhat dark skinned, but they all have the green eyes, and this
Yeah.
and that's a trait that runs in his family, and it's also an important thing that's gonna get pointed out later in the second part of the story that I'm
Mhm.
currently rewriting. So yeah, the
That's
story's
cool.
just like lucha libre, plays like a telenovela. You see Chimali and Winnie's relationship like blossom. They go up and they have their ups and downs. Chimali has his own personal issues. Like, he's drawn perfectly. He's handsome. He's gorgeous. In the story, he's rich. He's the international champion. He's got everything. He's the most eligible bachelor, and he's like, yeah, everyone wants him, but he has his own personal issues, which will get touched in. Um, And when it gets to the second half of the story, we see that he actually finally went to see a therapist for his own trauma, because his trauma was slowly filtering in his relationship with Winnie, and it was affecting their
Oh,
relationship. Like it got bad.
Wow.
Um,
dang.
Let's,
Oh man, I
there's a
can't
lot to
wait to get
unpack
into
here.
it. I
Elia
know.
Maria and me read your comic.
Hmm.
The first issue, I would say, or the first chapter, because as you were releasing
Oh,
it,
I kept reading. I went and found the rest.
I know she told me today. She was like offline. She goes, Freddie, there's more. There's more, and I go, yes, because I can go read more. I'm really
I
excited
was
to go
like,
see
I read
more.
it out.
No, because I have I have my with the guilty pleasures on your phone, and you kind of just sit there and you start
Yeah.
reading and reading and reading and reading and can't stop. So my Tumblr is a fun place too. So definitely something to go check out. I mean, Max, I've always been a fan of your stuff. I've been a big supporter of it.
Hmm.
I'm so happy you're back on the show. Uh, I'm just so happy to get to talk to you again, and just the fact that you got to write this story and really, let's just talk about the story. Let's dive right into it because I'm not. We want to. I don't want to give away too much of it, but I want to just first and foremost say that I really love how you've written these characters. I love, and this is the thing, comic books have this tendency, and this is not, I think your book is not a comic book. I think your book really does go more into like a slice of life action drama, if you will, because a comic book is something that you can kind of like flip through, and kind of get the gist, even if you don't sit and read the dialogue, you can kind of get what's going on.
Yeah.
And and your story actually it makes me want to slow it down, and I want to like every little moment you've kind of encapsulated. You talked about it in your summary here about the club when they're in the club together, like
yeah.
those moments when they're together and they're kind of like little snapshots, like little Polaroids, and I'm like, this is so cute. This is real. Like this is kind of like a conversation that someone would really have. It's not just like,
Yeah.
and regardless of, I love the fact that you swear in the book, because that's really how we
Dude.
talk to each other. Like, right? Elia,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts?
No, I was gonna say the same. Yeah, the swearing's hilarious, but I was gonna say the same thing in regards to conversation. Just in the opening scene alone, where the ex girlfriend wakes up. Oh, spoiler, whatever.
Do
Wakes
it.
up and just immediately causes mayhem in the restaurant, and like everyone's just like, "Who the fuck?
Well,
Like, who
not
is she?"
not restaurant. It's actually in Chumali's
The
house, and
home.
his
His
Oh,
house.
because again,
gotcha.
the
That
guy's
makes me even
rich.
angrier. That makes me even angrier because she just comes down like, okay, anyway, brown people, I don't like you. Serve me coffee, and it's like, who is you? Like, and it's so real the way everyone around her was reacting. Like, no one would just react like, oh, I guess that's it. Like the little tia, like being like, okay, girl, one more word. Like, and I was like, okay, hell yeah. I was like, I want to see more of her. But it was just so real because like in moments like that and a lot of stuff, it's like, oh, we're mad, okay, guess we'll just whatever. But this one we're like, girl, who is you? And then everyone getting involved and coming in and being like, oh, another one, you'll lose another one. It's like, here we go. And again, that's when I knew it had this like soap opera feel, the telenovela feel. And I was like, oh, let's heckin' go. And then when we get to the club, those moments where it's like, all right, we're in the club, everything's colorful, everything's pretty, but you get the moment it starts getting a little bit more and more like intimate, it's like straight out of a shoujo manga. The bubbles, the softness, and I'm like,
I
I'm
heard the
right there with
music
them.
almost in my head
Right,
reading it.
right, yeah. Like
Yeah,
I felt
yeah.
the sparkles. I was like, like I'm kicking my feet. Like, oh, I want more. I want more.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
it's so good, and
so good.
yeah, this the style of storytelling. It's serious when it needs to be. It's intense when you want it to be intense, and right when you have those moments between two different characters, it just highlights them so well, and you're like, I feel like I shouldn't be watching this.
It's balanced though. It's very balanced because
Yeah,
it's not.
it's like
It's a
I'm a
slippery
third
slope.
wheel.
It's a slippery slope whenever you're writing a story like this because the story
Yeah,
can get away from you, especially in we're prone to okay, are we gonna go off the deep end on either side? Are we gonna go straight up action and crazy and rah? Are we gonna go overly sexualized? Are we gonna go too much conversation or too much slow pace? No, this has a really good balance because you can see something's happening in this relationship, and that's what slows it down, and that's what that spark feels like for most people. Whenever you find that person, that oh shit moment happens, you kind of
Yeah.
are like, whoa. And so we're experiencing that through conversation, through facial cues. Like you can tell just into each other. And I dig it because you mentioned it earlier in the book or in the story, like that first girl that he has at home, his facial expressions are very like, whatever, throwaway, if you will. But you can tell in this scenario, like, whoa, like you really got to go check out Maxi's work. Maxi, first, before we keep going, where can people find the story right now? Like, where can they go find it?
So right now it's on Substack and it's also on Tumblr. If you go on my Instagram, my Facebook, anywhere you can find me, there's a link tree, and my link tree has access to both. Right now, chapter one is fully completed. Like the entire chapter is on Substack and Tumblr. I just started publishing chapter two because I have like at least 57 pages of it done out of like, I don't know, I think like 80 something left. So right now I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna draw the comics and then just publish them as I go. Like last night, I just scheduled pages 48 through 56 last night because I just finished digitally coloring them because starting from page I want to say 48 or 49, I just got a light pad, so I'm like, I'm going back to the traditional route, which is what I originally wanted to do with the Llorón, was draw it traditionally, ink it traditionally, scan it, and then color it on the computer.
Oh,
So,
cool.
so for the next few pages in chapter two, they're gonna look a little different, and that's because I inked them
Hell
traditionally.
yeah.
So yeah, you could definitely find them on Substack and Tumblr. I know people keep asking me if I'm gonna put that on Webtoons, and the answer is no. Reason being, I have a Webtoons for my Chubby Bunny comics, but
Yep.
uh, they don't allow me to animate the panels, and I love to animate my panels. Like only if you're one of their
Oh.
big creators, you can animate your panels. So I'm like,
Oh.
well, if you guys are gonna limit my creativity,
You're one of their big creators to me. You're
Follow
in my
at Webtoons.
favorites.
Go to Webtoons and follow Maxi Rodriguez, Chubby
and
Bunny. Like, let's make it
Yeah, we
and
got to
happen.
then
get the animated panels.
they
But yeah, no, I get
also
it.
they also have a habit of punishing creators who don't post frequently. And for a while, I actually needed frequent breaks because for like a few years, my health was failing for a bit. My mental health was
Yeah.
deteriorating. So I needed a break. And when I would come back, people barely saw my comic. And I'm just like, okay, I'm done. And it would just stress me out.
Oh.
So I'm like, I
I mean,
need
it's
to find a new
disheartening, right? I mean, can't
platform.
imagine. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can imagine. You're just pouring so much into this, and you have a following. People enjoy it, and then because of life, which take care of you first, right? Without
Mhm.
you, there won't be any Llorón or Chubby Bunny or you. We need you. We need you healthy. We need you healthy and happy.
Yeah.
So it just thinks
Yeah.
that you have to give up so much of yourself sometimes to these algorithms, to these sites, to these things. But but also what's good is that the community that is there, I'm part of that community that wants to support your work. And guys, again, follow Maxi Rodriguez. Look for her stuff.
Mhm.
We'll have links in our page as well. But back to the story before we move on to the next thing, because I really wanted to touch on it. And you talked about it a little bit. You didn't shy away from action, right? And a lot of the time, some of the action from lucha books kind of just, I don't know, it feels as though, como te dije anteriormente, like I kind of passed through, oh, okay, there's a body slam, there's this. But with the way you've drawn your panels and put the action in them, like I have to stop and like actually like absorb what's going on because it's pretty. The colors are so
Yeah.
good and it's clean.
And
It's
there's
not just like,
moments in there too. Like moments where there's just dialogue, little quick little like edging dialogues, and it's like, oh,
Did
and it
you
makes
guys
it
get
it doesn't
the
make it boring.
Did you guys get the cameo?
Yeah, I love the little asterisk where it's like, ah ha ha,
Like,
this isn't, ah ha ha, yeah,
You guys got the cameo of the two characters that
yep,
got their butt kicked by Chimali.
yep.
Because
yes.
It made
I
me
will
Yeah.
happy.
say this, I actually drew that scene, that entire wrestling scene, during the No Kings protest.
Girl, hell yeah.
And I was
Good.
feeling a certain way. And
Listen,
I
if
saw.
that's not
Yes.
catharsis at its finest,
It was so well done. I loved it.
and
I
yeah.
mean, I'm a
and
fan of your stuff, and this is just kind of getting me more wow. Like, I want to consume it because it's not just a lucha book. Nothing against lucha books, but then one takes over the other. But this seems to have such a good balance. That's what I was telling earlier. And, as Elia Maria, she's herself a writer and artist, making her own books. Finding that balance is hard, right, Elia?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
oh yeah. When it comes to the lucha scenes though, and especially like some of the injuries luchadores suffer, I have to talk to my partner about it because my partner is a former high school wrestling champion. So he
Yo.
actually knows, and then he's a medical student and he's studying to be a chiropractor. So I have to ask him, hey, how accurate is this injury? And I'll show him the script, and he's like, okay, this is actually, it actually takes more time to recover from this type of injury. And I'm like, okay, and I have to go back and edit it, or I'm just like, or
Yo, that's good though.
and when I sketch out because I'm sketching out like the wrestling poses and the scenes, like I just practice so I can like get ready for the real thing. I have to show them, hey, how accurate is this? Because I do use references. Like I watch AAA
Yeah.
wrestling. Like I just started getting
Hell
into it after
yeah.
a while. And I just watch, I take screenshots, and then I'm like trying to draw it, and then I'm like, babe, how accurate is this? And he's like, okay, yeah, this definitely, I know this move. I've done it before when I was a wrestler. Yeah, this is how it is. Or sometimes he'll actually show me how to perform it. And that's how I get, because I'm a visual person. I
Yeah,
have
I
to
get that.
actually do it. I have to see it before I write it, or else I'm like, how does this work? So that's why like I know some people who read it were like, holy crap, your wrestling scene is awesome. And I'm like, thank God, because I actually had some of those moves performed on me just to see how it works.
Just research. It's research.
I didn't get hurt. Like he just showed me
That's
real
good.
quick. He's like, okay, this is how you hold someone, and I'm like, okay. And he'll show me as I'm like, am I gonna be okay? And he's like, I'm not even putting any pressure on you. I'm like, okay, just wondering. Or he'll have me perform it on him. He's like, okay, do it like this. I'm like, okay, put your arm here, and I'm like, okay, all right then. So pretend like you're gonna slam me on the floor, and I'm like, so that is
I
like
love
the only
that.
way I get these wrestling scenes as
Well, it
accurate as
translates.
possible.
It looks great. Yeah. I love the action sequences that are done like that, where it's like action plus little moment. Because wrestling has those little moments where it's like, nah, I'm gonna talk shit. I'm gonna talk shit. I'm gonna bring out a prop, and I'm gonna talk mad shit. All right, we're gonna fight. Oh, okay. Well, and you put that in there, and I like that. It's not just action, 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 match.
I
Like you put story in the fight, and I like that. I
I
appreciate that.
I know a few fans were messaging me like, "Hey, you know wrestling's fake, right?" I'm like, "I'm aware." They're like, "In your story, is
Dog.
it fake or is it real?" I'm like, "No, it's real." They're like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, the injuries, the hits, it's real in the story. Like the wrestlers are actually getting hurt. They're actually, excuse me, going full out." And they're like, "Nuh-uh." And because I've actually sketched the injuries too, I show them and they're like, "Oh shit." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not kidding. They're getting hurt."
Hell yeah.
Like they're actually getting into it. Like the hate, the rivalries in the story are real. Especially
Hell yeah.
between the main antagonist and Chimali. He will be introduced later, but I know a lot of fans already know who he is because I already posted the sketch.
Ooh. Hell yeah.
No, we
Yeah,
gotta go
like
follow. We gotta go follow Captain
yeah,
Production so we can see.
yeah. If you go on my Instagram, Facebook, Patreon, even Blue Sky, I'll post sketches of like the future chapters coming out. And the reason is because I practice the sketches before I write the script. And I'm like, okay, this is how it's gonna work. Because again, I'm a visual person.
Yeah.
I need to see it before I can write it.
What is your process like? Like, do you take writing like, I guess, sketch writing then final, or is there like a different draft, or is there like a place where you just like vomit sketch thoughts before anything makes it to writing?
So my process is I actually write some of the script first. After I finish a chapter, I'll go back, and if something doesn't feel right, I'll usually sketch it out, or if I'm just like reading it, I'll sketch it out. And if I'm like, okay, yeah, this works better or this makes more sense, I'll go back to the script and edit it and just add the edit. Um, Sometimes there's moments where like I'll go back to certain chapters and reread it and I'll be like, this doesn't make any sense now that I'm seeing it from a different light. And I'll either like scrap the idea or I'll rewrite it. And if I like that idea better, scrap the original, which is actually what I'm currently doing with El Llorón. Like, if you
Yeah.
go on my socials, there are sketches of Chimali and Winnie's daughter because she does make an appearance in the second half of the story.
Ooh.
And this,
Spoilers.
yeah. Oh no, people are already
Spoilers.
aware. Because in the second
Okay.
half of the story, their daughter's introduced. So I'm like, okay, how is she gonna look like? How is she like? How is she gonna function like a little kid? And she's a little menace.
Oh, yay!
She's a little menace. Like she has the green eyes, which is again is important because it's a family trait. So she has the
Yeah.
green eyes. She has the dark skin, even though her mom is like light, and of course her dad
Yeah.
is like dark skin, and she's a little traviesa. Like they call her traviesa in the
Mhm.
Nice.
story.
Oh, that takes me back.
And
So
like yeah,
I'm
like
curious.
uh-huh.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So like the second half of the story was originally completely different, and when I reread it, and I'm like, this isn't gonna work. I scrapped it completely, and I'm currently rewriting it, and that's where we introduce his daughter as a character. So now you see like, because Winnie and Chimali are broken up in the second half, and they're co-parenting. So you actually get to see them co-parenting
Whoa.
with their kid.
Oh man.
They get back together, just letting you know, they do get back together. Everyone knows that part. But yeah, you get to see them co-parent, and I'm just like, okay, how does that look like? Because I've never experienced that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but at least theirs is a healthy co-parent. Like he's always like,
Yeah.
okay, I'll follow your rules, tell me what to do, and she's like, okay, this is how you do it. And he doesn't back down. He's like, okay, yeah, this is my kid. I'm gonna take responsibility for her. So instead of like, I don't know how to do that, he's like, okay, he's like, I'm gonna figure this out.
For sure. I mean,
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to see that unfold.
I'm excited because I haven't caught up to where Eliamaria is right now. Now you've given me much more to be hopeful for moving forward. I don't know. I'm curious as just kind of hearing you out and kind of how much you have planned out. Do you already have an ending for this, or is this something you just gonna plan to see yourself doing ongoing? Like there's no end in sight right now.
No, there's an ending planned. I actually ran it through my partner when I scrapped the second half of the story. I was like, how does this look for an ending? And I wrote it down for him, and he looked at it and he's like, yeah, I think this ending would be perfect.
Wow.
I won't say it
Wow.
because I haven't written it
Don't
fully
please
down yet.
don't.
No worries.
Don't
Yeah.
yet.
I
No worries.
like the anticipation.
I will be patient. I am a patient person.
It is a happy ending for everyone. So,
Oh, yay.
so
In
the
good
ending is
telenovela fashion.
yeah. So the ending is in sight. It's just not there yet. I'm still writing the second half of the story, just fleshing it out, editing, correcting it, and making sure, and then sketching out some of the scenes to make sure, like, okay, this makes sense. Sometimes I'll go back to the first half of the story and just be like, does this work? Does this not work?
You never stop, right? Like you're
Never
always
stop.
kind of going back and fixing things and what is it? It's never done. It's just what is it? It's never perfect. It's just done. Like it's just like you just got
Yeah,
to get done. Like I just got to turn
yeah.
something in at this point. You
Yeah.
can't.
Like chapter one was actually not supposed to be in a nightclub. The original one was, of course, him waking up, or his ex girlfriend wakes up, causes that trouble. That was actually part of the original story. The nightclub scene was added because I was listening to music and I was like, what would happen if they met at a nightclub instead? they
Hey.
they originally met at an art walk. In the original story,
Oh, okay.
Chimali goes for a run because he has all this sexual energy and he's mad that his ex-girlfriend said racist crap to his employees. So he's like, I need to let off some steam. So he runs, he sees his art walk, and then he sees this plus size cutie and he's like, oh damn.
I want that.
And of course
Mhm.
the scene where he's like, oh, my name is Chimali, and she's like, wait, Chimali is in the Nahuatl word for shield. That part was also part of the original story. It happened in the art walk, but then when I wrote the nightclub scene, I'm like, yeah, we're putting it in here instead.
Aw. And I like, oh, okay, I like it. I see how it could work with the art walk for sure, but yeah, I love that little like, oh, you're out of your element. We're gonna talk.
And then of course like the romance between their two best friends, Vasquez, the short guy,
Yeah.
and
The short king.
her best friend Sharon, the transgender woman. They were not supposed to be a couple originally, but as I kept writing the story, I kept writing them together, and I'm just like, they need to be a couple. So
It
I
makes
had to.
Hell
sense.
yeah.
Even you feel it right from the beginning, you know? Like he's like, and what? You know what? Like, let's go. Like, okay, cool. Like, hey, dope. Hey, let's move forward. I love it. I thought it's very inclusive. It's fun. I love the
Mhm.
dialogue. I mean, like, no lie.
Yeah.
It's not something's a throwaway thing, you know, not to diminish anybody else's work. I love comic books. I love different genres and things, but as someone that just, I'm a writer, like, I can appreciate the dialogue and I can appreciate, like, no lie. I see those little snapshots at the club, for example, as like, I don't know, like I'm living it because dialogue's good, the background is good, the setup is great. Like you've done a great job. If anything, like I would have wanted more, you know, like but I'm just a consumer. I love to eat, I love to consume good comics and good content. So that's, you know, my only qualm is, you know, I got to read more. You know, I really enjoyed it. I think it's
Oh
something that
no.
but Primos, you gotta support. But El Llorón is kind of your project right now. We know you have Chubby Bunny. That's always been kind of your
Yeah.
moniker, and that you have fans that enjoy Chubby Bunny as do I, and I'm sure Eliamaria as well.
Yep.
What's
That's the
what's new
first
with
work I read of yours.
what's up with Chubby Bunny right now? Like, is she taking a break? Is she just still hopping around on the web? Like, what can you tell us about that project?
Oh no, she's still around. I still find myself once in a while just doing Chubby Bunny comics. I I bought a journal for my own mental health, and because I suck at writing, I draw my shenanigans, and they always include Chubby Bunny, and that's how we have Chubby Bunny. I still post her comics online. I know this most recent one, my imposter syndrome, was kicking in because I was sick for a while, and my imposter syndrome was like, you suck as an artist and as a woman. And then, like, I noticed, I looked at my imposter syndrome and I just whacked her with my plastic sword, and then Chubby Bunny comes in and she's like, what just happened? And I'm like, some people just need to shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And if you look at my earlier work, Chubby Bunny's the one that whacks my imposter syndrome. This time, I'm the one that whacks my imposter syndrome.
good.
Yay!
And I know some of my fans who've been around for like years. They're like, "Oh my god, artist finally stood up for herself." And I'm like, "Yeah, she's at that point where she's just like, I am so done with this
Done.
BS."
She's
And
done. She's done.
Chubby Bunny's just sitting there, just like, I'm enjoying this show. I'm just gonna sit back and just enjoy artists just
You're doing good,
ripping.
girl. You're doing good. Yeah.
Um, Fast for Chubby Bunny, I just finished volume 4 of Chronicles of a Chubby Bunny, and it includes the Handsome Stallion origin story because people keep asking me.
Yo.
They're like, "How did he get his name?" And I'm like, "You sure you want to know how he got his name?" And they're like, "Yes."
Oh.
I'm like, "Okay, but I'm not paying for therapy." And when I was drawing Chubby Bunny Volume 4, I had to ask his best friend. because when I asked my partner, "Hey, how did the name come about?" and he's like, "Well, I was kind of drunk when it happened, so I'll just like as best I can." And he tells me as best he can, and I'm just like, "This shit ain't working." So I had to go to his best friend. I'm like, "Hey, how did this happen?" And he had to tell me how it happened. I'm like, "Oh." I ended
So
up
we have to.
sending I ended up sending his best friend a free PDF copy of the book because his best friend makes a cameo in the story
Oh hell
because he
yeah!
was in
Oh, I
it.
bet that made his day.
He was like, because I drew them in animal form. He's like, "You drew me as a rooster," and I'm like, "Yes." I
Nice.
I drew Handsome Stallion as a wolf because he's a big beefy hairy dude. I was like, it makes sense that I draw you as a wolf, and he's like, screw it, I don't care.
Mm.
So yeah, everyone's been asking.
Correct.
I'm like, okay, volume 4 has the Handsome Stallion origin story. And then of course people also ask me like, so how did you two get together? And I'm like, you sure you want to hear that story? Kind of boring. And I ended up
Aw.
drawing that story. And then
Cute though. I mean, people like to know that stuff. I
Yeah.
do.
I ended up including some comics that I did in grad school because like one of my classes in grad school is like draw your relationship in the form of animals. So I had to pull out those comics and I'm like, okay, I need to re-edit these. So I
Oh,
edit
that's
them for the
fun.
book. And then one of the homework assignments in grad school was like draw a comic surrounding a car. So I ended up drawing my first kiss with my partner, which was like 15 years ago. And the reason being because our first kiss was shared in front of his car. So I had to draw his car and I had to look up
Nice.
references because it's a 2011 Nissan Altima. I'm like,
Hell
okay,
yeah.
I need to Google this and then I had to like draw it. And I remember my classmates were like, "God damn, Maxi, you managed to draw a car." And I was like, "Yeah, they're hard." So I
Yeah,
include
they really are.
so I ended up including that story in volume
Aw.
4.
Oh, how
I
exciting.
I just finished putting it together. Like I even included the sketch designs for the cover because there's several covers that didn't make it. I'm like, I'm just gonna include it here, including some notes
That's
on how
cool.
I created the story. Um, so it's done. Like it's fully ready to be published. The problem is it's in color. There's like a lot of color in it. Like, let me see.
I'm guessing that's like the biggest printing like scare, right?
Yeah,
Because I
because
love reading color comics.
I I draw all. Oh no, I print all my comics from home. So
Oh
I
yeah.
I'm like I cannot print this here in my house because my ink is gonna run me through the roof.
I love color.
Looks like we
I'm
need
like I love.
we need to get some kind of like I don't know, campaign or something going on in the
I'll
future
throw so
where
much money
I
throw
because I
know.
so
love
much money at
comics.
it.
That's how colorful it is.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's
It's
so
so
cute. Oh, I love your
good.
style so much. I'm gonna die. It's so cute.
See? So whenever you decide to put something out there in on the webs where people can throw money at you, just saying,
Kickstarter.
you let the Primos. Oh yeah, is
Yeah.
Kickstarter.
that what you're planning to do? Is that what you're gonna plan to do?
I'm actually planning to do a Kickstarter for it.
Ah!
I'm still fleshing out the ideas. Like I like the book's ready. I'm just like, okay, what kind of rewards can I offer?
Dude, there's
I know
so many
it's
people, so much that people want. Like,
I'm
you
already
haven't even
like,
mentioned your Patreon stuff. You still haven't mentioned
I
the
know. I
fan.
like, yeah. We haven't even talked about Patreon, and like, I just
oh
joined that today until payday because y'all, if y'all like spicy stuff, guys,
oh yeah.
Maxi has a Patreon.
My spicy sketch. And you know, my spicy sketches were just an accident because one of my art professors from grad school was like, "You really want to get good at anatomy?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's
Whoa,
like, "Draw corn scenes," and I'm like,
Yep,
he's like, "Yeah, if you
I
draw
was told the
corn
same
scenes,
thing.
you're gonna get better at anatomy." And I'm like, "Nuh-uh." And he's like, "Yeah, because you're drawing the body in like these weird positions. You're stepping out of your comfort zone, and that's how you learn anatomy." And I was like, I'll give it a shot. So I started drawing like porn scenes. I took screenshots. Like I would actually start watching actual porn, take screenshots of positions that I knew were gonna kick my ass.
Studying.
Hey, people walk in. What are you doing? Homework?
I'm studying.
Oh, believe it or
Studying.
not, my partner and his mom are aware of this. So whenever they see me sitting there watching porn, they're like, "Oh yeah, she's looking up a reference." They're like,
It's
"Whatever."
normal.
Like, who cares? And
I
then
love
like
it.
one of my friends was like, there's a website that just has the photographs, right? And I was like, really? And he sent it to me, and I was like, oh, okay. So,
I
I'm
mean,
like,
yeah, I guess you can watch a picture. You could, I guess you could.
so like my partner will walk in and he'll see like this corn position on my phone, and I'm just like right there sketching on my iPad or my sketchbook, and he's like,
That's funny. Real
Yeah.
life. Hey, art comes from what you know.
I mean, hey,
right?
yeah,
And-
it is really the best way to study
it is
anatomy.
the best way to study anatomy.
and because El Llorón will have a lot of sex scenes in the future,
Ah,
so most
interesting.
of the spicy El Llorón sketches do happen in the actual story, especially the ones where they do it in his, especially the ones where they do it in his car. Those actually do happen in the story.
Hell yeah. Y'all,
love
if y'all,
it.
okay, I know, okay, so on Maxi's Instagram, y'all can get a peek at some of this. There's gonna be cats. There's gonna be a lot of cats. But it, yep. He's good. He's good.
It's
It's
good.
good,
It's
especially
good.
and like silly vibes
Tasteful.
aside. As a thick girl myself, it feels so good to just see that online, like just thick girls getting it. You know, it's just like fuck yeah, and it's hot. You know, so
Hell yeah, that statement. Someone clip that. I need a clip of that.
Put it on the internet. I'm proud of it. Thick
I like
women
that.
deserve. Yeah, you know. Anyway, fill in the.
Yeah.
And that's not the first time I've drawn a spicy, published.
No.
My plus size
yeah.
girl like my very first plus size girl magic comic that I drew had a sex scene in it, and I premiered this at Rose City Comic Con in 2019.
Yo.
And this Karen of a lady goes up to my table and she buys the book because it's in pink, and I was like, it's rated R, it's not for kids. And she's like, yeah, I get it. And I tell her 5 times, I'm like, it's right there, rated R, big letter. 12 minutes later, she comes back and she's like, I demand my money back. And I'm like, why? Because you did not specify that this was an adult comic. I'm like, lady, I told you 5 fucking times.
That's
It's an adult comic.
crazy.
It's literally right there on the book. And she's like, well, how was I supposed to know that? I'm like, well, ma'am, you have glasses. I'm assuming your sight's better than mine. And she's like, just give me my money back. I give her money back. And then she's like, I'm going to tell everyone. Oh, no. I worked in retail for years, and I'm like, fuck. But anyway, she's like, I'm going to tell everyone not to come to your table. I'm like, good. You be doing me a fucking favor, bitch.
Yeah,
And
I'm
this
not your
couple-
demographic, girl.
This plus size couple is at my neighbor's table, and they hear plus size sex scene in that conversation. So like, we heard plus size sex scene. Where do I sign up? And I'm like, I hold the book that I just got back from the lady. And I'm like, right here. And they're like, how much? $5. And they're like, we'll take it. So they buy it.
Girl.
Next morning.
Charge more.
Yeah, I was about to say charge more.
Next morning, only the wife shows up. And she's like, so we tried the position in your book. And I was like,
Nice.
I'm like, how was it? And she's like, my husband's still asleep in the hotel room. I'm like,
she's like, I'm pregnant.
No.
if that's not an endorsement to buy the book.
Period. No, for real.
Primos, primes, you will not be disappointed. You need to go.
Yeah. No,
pick
you
up
won't.
Chubby
Even
Bunny.
like spice aside, it's all great. It's all
She
great.
ended up buying $50 worth of my prints and stickers.
Yes,
Hey.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And I guess she
Maxi,
told her friends. I guess she told her friends. I guess she told her friends because then later I got an influx of people who were like, I heard there's a plus size girl here that does plus size art and plus size sex scenes. Where do I sign up? And I'm like, peace, homie.
Nice.
And I sell them the book, or they'll be like, I want a commission. I'm a plus size girly. Draw me like this. And I'm like,
Doing the Lord's work for real, for real. For real.
You know,
for
talking
real.
about commissions and things that you're working on, you have tons of stuff, and it feels, isn't it crazy when you look up that time goes so fast? We're like here at the end of the show, and we're like, man, it sucks because it went like that. You're having fun, you know? But I wanted to
Yeah.
touch on this because I know that you said you were working on the Llorón, which again, you know, it's out. Go look for it, follow it, share it. Let's blow this thing up. We want to make it huge because it's so good. Like, it's a side of Maxi that, you know, maybe she doesn't get to share that often. But I really like Chubby Bunny, and this one right here shows me a whole other side that I didn't know of. So I like it. I like it a lot. It's very romantic. It has a lot of action, a lot of aggression too, which, you know, it's a lot of fun if we have the mix. The novella is right there for you, right? But
Hmm.
you mentioned a little bit over. You're also looking towards new avenues in the future, right? You're wanting to kind of do something a little different. What are you trying to get into?
Well, it's not that I got into it. I just kind of got pulled into it. Um, I've been getting messages or requests from book authors asking me to draw their characters. One in particular, she messaged me like a few months ago. She wanted me to draw the two leads, a elf prince and a plus size baker who's his love interest. I ended up drawing them, and then later she's like, "Can you draw a spicy sketch of them getting it on?" And I'm like, "Say no more." Um,
Girl.
I right now I'm currently working on a project with another book author. I won't say much
Sure,
into
sure.
it because it hasn't been out yet, but
Yeah.
she's been asking me like, "Hey, can you draw my characters?" Because the female lead is plus size. So I'm like, I'm finally getting book deals.
Yes.
Like
Oh,
I'm finally like, cause I read, okay, I read on the side, like I read fantasy novels. Nothing like, if
same.
it has spice, awesome. It doesn't necessarily need to have spice, but I've been reading a lot of fantasy novels on the side. So I'm like, ugh. And then sometimes I draw the characters because I'm like, I need to see for myself how these characters look. So I've been getting some requests and paid work by these book authors. They're like, hey, draw our characters. And I'm like, done.
So you're saying that if I have a
Yes.
story to write and I have, you know, the need of someone with your specific skills of anatomy and, you know, exciting content, you're available for that if it were to be a possibility. So something we can send your way, I'm guessing.
Yeah, like, and it doesn't have to be spicy either. Like the one I'm currently working with, she's keeping it PG. Um, so I'm just drawing her two leads, the male and the female lead. And again, because the female lead is plus size, she's like, I need your expertise because you draw plus size art. I'm like,
Cool.
okay, I can definitely do that. It's gonna be a long term project because she did mention I loved your art so much. I need you for like the rest of my book, and I'm like,
Yo. Hell, he's like, all right, cool.
You gotta
so
support.
so
You gotta
once
support.
once she makes the announcement, I will also share the art.
Oh,
Um,
I can't wait.
Definitely. Please do. Please do.
Ah!
Please. Maxi, so
Yes.
I hate that we're out of time. I hate that we're just kind of like, but where
fine.
can the primos follow you? Where can they find you? Like, please give out your socials, your site, Patreon. Like, where can people find you?
So I am on Patreon, Instagram, Facebook, Blue Sky. I have a YouTube that I rarely use, but I am planning to upload there in the future. Hopefully, once I get the gist of Procreate Dreams, because I'm currently trying to animate my stuff.
Yeah.
I'm under the name Kasuto Productions. Um, if you have my link tree, which is on all my socials, you can definitely go there and find all my links to all my pages, including Patreon. Also, my Substack for the El Llorón comics and for Chubby Bunny, because I did upload all my Chubby Bunny comics to Substack as well.
Cool.
Also Tumblr, which is for El Llorón only. I don't have any Chubby Bunny stuff there at the moment. I probably will in the future. Um, Blue Sky again, I'm there too. YouTube, if you want to see the spicy stuff, Patreon's there, but just a heads up, my Patreon is currently paused because I do owe some Patreons their physical rewards, and I'm like, I don't want to charge these people and not deliver, so I'm like, I'm just gonna
Yeah,
pause the
yeah.
billing until I fulfill all their orders. And then once I fulfill their orders, I'm gonna resume billing. So it's like, you pay once and you have access to all my stuff, and you don't get monthly charge until I resume billing. So yeah, you can
Okay.
find me on, and also Patreons get sneak peeks of all the El Llorón pages. Like right now,
Oh, cool.
for the public, everyone's on pages, I want to say 10 through 18. Patreons are currently on page 57. They have a sneak
Whoa.
peek of everything ahead, so they actually get to see everything before anybody else does.
Oh yeah.
Just
No, and
letting you
we'll
know.
make sure to put. We're gonna make sure we put everything on our side too. Like we'll put the links on here so people can follow. I'll have it on screen. We have the editor put it on here too. Actually, I'm so glad you're back. And of course, I've said it before. You have an open door policy here. Just show up whenever you want. We can talk about what you're watching, what you're reading, and any new projects you want to discuss. You know, I'm so happy that you're here with us again. Eliamaria, anything new coming up that you want to let the Primos know about? Something we can support you with? I know you got a lot of things going on. You got your streams, you got your books, you got your creatives. So the Primos can follow you. Anything else coming up?
Yeah. So May 10th through 17th on my Twitch channel, I'm hosting Creatives for Cures Week, which is a week of streaming a bunch of creative subject things to raise money for Breakthrough T1D, the juvenile diabetes research charity. I'm going to be doing everything from playing Cult of the Lamb to dressing up as Bob Ross, doing a Bob Ross painting stream, and ending with dressing up as Pitbull to run my Cult of the Lamb Pitbull themed. Yeah, it's happening. It's happening.
Nice.
So tune in, help me raise money for juvenile diabetes research, and get some cool stuff. I have a lot of cool stuff on the line for incentives.
Awesome.
So
I want to see Elia Maria's Pitbull. Great.
I'm excited.
Me too. So this will be out right around this when this episode comes out. You should be doing that already. You should be in the midst of that. So of course we'll be supporting that. And before I go, I want to thank, of course, all the listeners, all the watchers, all the viewers, all the lurkers, everybody that has kept up with my Primos podcast. I really appreciate it that the community is still there. We're supporting each other. I want you to support Maxi, support Eliamaria, support your Primos at My Primos Productions, and of course myprimospodcast.com. I am very happy that we're able to keep this moving forward as long as everybody wants it. So as usual, as I always say, Primos, remember looking on each other, take care of each other, no matter where you're from. We're all Primos. Adios. Take care.
Peace.
Entre espinar salta mi amor.